Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, First Community Financial Bank, the community bank where you come first. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Spotlight. And my final guest today is the Naperville Newcomers and Neighbors Club. And joining me is Ann Henriksen, who is the president, and Terry Schoenhart, who is the second vice president. So welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Good. We're glad you are here because you're going to welcome us. So tell us a little bit about the Naperville Newcomers and Neighbors Club.
The Newcomers and Neighbors Club has been around for 17 years, and it's an offshoot of the original Welcome Wagon, which used to be the way that the Chamber of Commerce welcomed new members to the community, new residents to the community. So about 17 years ago, a group of women did not want to move on once they were no longer newcomers, so they formed the Newcomers and Neighbors Club, which is composed of not only newcomers, but also neighbors, people who've lived in the community for an undetermined amount of time.
That's great. So I don't have to leave. Once I get there, I don't have to leave.
No, you can stay and have fun every day. I don't care how old you are.
That's wonderful. So tell us a little bit about why you think it's so important to the community, because I know you're fairly new. So tell us a little bit about that.
I moved here from Charlotte, North Carolina 2.5 years ago, and I had never moved as an adult, so I had no idea how I was going to make new friends when I moved to this area because my kids were grown, so I didn't have the children to make friends with. So I saw an ad in the paper for the welcome coffee, and I went to the welcome coffee and got introduced to the Naperville Newcomers and Neighbors, and I have met so many wonderful friends. I have more friends here now than I ever did in Charlotte, so it's just a great way to meet new people and get involved in a lot of different activities.
I think that's interesting because you talk about not having moved as an adult and that whole having to reorient without the children. That's interesting. And you talked a little bit about that before. Tell us a little bit about what drew you to the club.
I moved here because I remarried, and my husband had lived here 30 years. He didn't know anybody either. And it was very lonely. You know, you go through a sickness, or my mother happened to pass away at about that time, and it can be very lonely when you don't know people. So I saw an ad in the paper and went to a coffee, and right away felt like I could make friends here. And to me, the most important way to put down your roots is to make friends and get to know people. And through them, you all get to know your community. So it's extremely important.
I think that's great. And you have a tagline, a bridge to friendship, which I think, as you ladies are talking, it really sort of reinforces that. Tell us a little bit, if you would, about, you both said you looked at ads, you saw ads in the paper. What other ways does the club reach out to new people to the community?
Well, we have the welcome coffee every month, which is advertised in the paper. We have a website, which you can access and find out all about all the activities that we have.
I think word of mouth is a big opportunity. A number of the subdivisions have their own newsletter or some kind of a grapevine that people are tapped into, so we publicize in those mediums also. And we also have neighborhood ambassadors. If they know somebody has moved into their general neighborhood, they will take out a welcome packet.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about, you've got your meetings and your coffees, but you sponsor a lot of activities and events. So tell us, give the viewers a little bit of an idea about that.
Well, we have about 40 plus activities that you can be involved in. So if you really wanted to, you could probably do something every day.
Okay.
We have
or more than one thing a day.
We have like 4 different book groups. We have about 8 different food kind of activities, whether it's a lunch group or a wine tasting group or a potluck. We have about 8 or 9 different type of game groups, pinochle, bridge, canasta, bunco. We have activities such as a walking group, we have a biking group, we have a bowling group. So we have something that would interest just about anybody. We have craft groups, knitting. So anything that you're interested in, you could probably find other people that are also interested in it and have formed a group and are doing those activities.
And I think that's what I really like about it, because it's not just you have to wait till something starts. You can start it yourself, right?
Yes, it's a grassroots organization, and that's what I like about it. And I think that the members who founded the organization to begin with did not want to be affiliated with a national group where you're paying your dues upline. It's a grassroots organization, so we had a member that really loved watercolor painting. When she moved here, she started a group and she instructed for free those who were interested in attending the group. And this is where you form meaningful relationships, is in groups like that, where you come together for a common interest and just have fun together.
I think that's wonderful. I think that really is great. And speaking of collaborating, because you guys have been doing quite a bit of work with other not-for-profits in the community, can you tell us a little bit about some of that work?
Well, we support 5 charities in the Naperville area: Ecumenical Daycare, 360 Youth Services, Loaves and Fishes, the Humane Society, and Family Helping Families.
Okay.
So we raise money to support those charities throughout the year. We have a big fundraiser in November, our Make, Bake, and Buy, where we raffle off baskets. We have raffles on all. We have several different ways.
Baked goods.
Baked goods.
Okay.
We raise anywhere between $6,000 to $8,000 every year, which we then divide between our charities. We also have a monthly luncheon every month, where one of the charities people are invited to the luncheon, where they can speak about their charity. They can tell all the women there what their charity does, and we pass a basket and collect money for the charity at that luncheon. So we try really hard to support the local charities.
And I like that, because you're communicating out. I mean, it's that whole sense. I love this whole idea of this outreach, that you're inviting people to come in for friendship, but you're also pushing out on that to give them perhaps other places they might like to get involved.
Absolutely, and we have found it's very important for people trying to get established in the community, or with one of our other huge demographics, which is people that have recently retired. They could be 50 and retired, or their kids have moved on. Now all of a sudden the same activities you used to do are no longer current. So people are looking for a place to get involved, and we see ourselves as kind of a conduit to get people established and have a group of friends. Let's say they go to Loaves and Fishes, go together, so that you don't feel like you're just walking in, again, all by yourself.
By yourself. You really are a bridge to friendship. I really like that.
Yes.
I think that really does sum up your group beautifully. So thank you for being with us today. For you to get involved with the Naperville Newcomers and Neighbors Club, please visit their website, and they're going to welcome you right into their family. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with more Spotlight.